To say we don't rate Bafang's mid-range BBS02 is probably a bit strong, but for us they do fall short when compared to the BBSHD. But that said, we are increasingly being asked if we stock the 02.
We've shied away from this for a while due to the high failure rate that we saw initially. The quality was never anything to match that of the HD, but predominantly it was a controller failure, and our supplier's now saying that that could have been due to overvoltage, and people always want to squeeze a bit more than they were ever designed to output. And he also has assured me that quality is up from a couple of years ago. They've redesigned some of the casing and the gears, and also the controller electronics. So anyway, he sent me one over. This came with the last batch of our HDs, and said, have a look at it, see what you think, and we'll make an appraisal and perhaps start supplying. Anyway, so you can see the boxes are a lot smaller, and the ease in which I'm able to lift it out of the box shows that it's significantly smaller and lighter than the HD. All the other stuff seems comparable. Yeah, these are the brake levers for the cable operated brakes, which go in the bin for the HD kits because you can't have 1600 watt cable brakes. All the other bits comparable. Now, chainring's different for the 02, same 46 tooth, but they have a different offset, and they're not compatible. This looks like the throttle, yeah, standard throttle that we supply with the HD kits. And this is the display. Now, I know previously they always used to come with a black and white display. I have no idea what I've been sent here. I'll have a look in a second. So crank arms, yeah, same soft alloy that comes with the HDs. And again, people give these a lot of stick, but actually, installed correctly, they're more than up to the job. Bit of thread lock on the pedals, and torque them up correctly means they'll be fine. So this chainring, this looks better actually than the pressed steel chainrings that certainly used to be supplied with the 02.
And definitely supplied with the BBSHDs. We have another video which will get uploaded as soon as time allows, where we did a direct comparison of all three chainrings, the 02, the HD, both pressed steel 46 tooth, and our CNC alloy machine 42 tooth for the HD. We've got those in stock. We've got plenty of those at the moment. They've been quite difficult to get hold of, but we've got a good stock now, and I think they are very competitively priced. I think they're going out at 70 quid. Actually, just have a quick look. Yes, they're 70 quid with shipping, down from 80. And if they're bought with a full HD kit, we can include those for half price, which is actually less than cost to us. Right, so back to an appraisal of these new 02s. My initial views. Well, I don't see a huge amount of change, if I'm totally honest. Obviously, I haven't looked inside, so I don't know what updates have been made to the electronics. They may well have been revised and improved. And I haven't connected the laptop, so I don't know what software, what firmware they're running compared to the ones from 3 years ago. Most of you familiar with the HDs will recognise a lot of the hardware, bottom bracket clamps, crank arms, and the loom is unchanged. Oh, actually, this might have a shift sensor. Yes, it does. And still the headlight as well, but still the dreadful low gauge power lead, which people pushing these up 20 plus amps It's no wonder that things go wrong. Anyway, let's leave this, and I'll pull up an HD, and we can do them side by side. Okay, so there we've got the HD on the left and the O2 we just looked at on the right. And straight away you'll see obvious differences between the two units. First off, the heatsink fins are huge on the HD, and you might just have caught the power in cables there. Heavy gauge copper, more than capable of carrying the 30 amps that these controllers can handle. And one of the other things I think is important to point out, and it's something that always shocked me, surprised, is on the HD you can see all the casing there's metal, but on the O2 the main drive casing is plastic, and it's quite flimsy. And I know there's a gasket on these because I've had them off before, but nevertheless it's still got places for ingress there, water ingress. And so to finish, going back to something I touched on earlier, one of my niggles, power leads with push fit connectors. It just seems very low rent. I mean, it can be changed, and this one probably will be. And look, compared with the Anderson connectors on the HD, and clearly a lot thicker gauge cabling. And so to wind up, my view on the O2, not that dissimilar from O2s of previous years. There may well be some controller updates, and I will open this one up and have a look to see if they've done anything with the MOSFETs or anything else. But in summary, I think the O2 is fine as a 250, 400 watt peak mid-drive e-bike conversion kit for somebody that wants to use them legally on the road. Brilliant for commuting. But the problem comes when people are buying these because they're half the price of the HD, and then following information they find on the internet that they can change the controllers and boost them up to 52 volts and in excess of 25, 26 amps. That's when they fail. So basically they're being pushed beyond what they were ever designed to do, and maybe that's why they've got the reputation they have. But having said all that, and I might regret this, but I'll order some in with our next shipment of HDs, and we'll see how it goes. Obviously I'll be asking people who buy them to play nicely and not overvolt them, and maybe look at locking the firmware. So thanks for sticking through if you've made it this far. Bye.